my life starts getting mundane and repetitive? Playing Animal Crossing. If you've never heard of the Animal Crossing franchise, it goes a little something like this. Start up game, talk to a cat, find out you're the only human in a town full of animals, and do pointless shit. And that's about it. It sounds pretty lame, but the Animal Crossing games are popular nonetheless. Let's try to wrap our brains around why.
For some people, doing nothing is oddly comforting and relaxing. Sometimes you don't want to stick to a linear mission in a game, you just want to do whatever. And that is what Animal Crossing is all about. That's right, ladies and gentle horses, Animal Crossing is one of the most open-ended games I can think of. You don't have to do anything. There are no forced goals. It kind of reminds me of that one thing, what's it called? Oh yeah, real life. Sure, there's things to do that you can invest your time in within the town, but none of them really mean anything. The most common things to do while playing Animal Crossing are paying off your mortgage, upgrading your home, fishing, catching bugs, and looking for fast ways to make money. Play Animal Crossing, because what better way to escape your mundane daily activities than by playing a game centered around mundane daily activities? As of the time I made this video, there have been 4 Animal Crossing games released in the US, which were all successful. But why do so many people keep buying the same game over and over again? Well, besides that. As far as the older stuff goes, it's pretty much just the same game 3 times in a row. But let's take a closer look at the most recent installment, New Leaf for the 3DS. If you've played any of the previous installments of Animal Crossing, you probably noticed some minor aesthetic changes in New Leaf. The characters look more humanoid with taller bodies and longer arms and legs. I don't know about you guys, but they changed the way the characters look and
This game just ruined my childhood.
But on a serious note, the small makeover of the characters is just the first on the list of things that this game not only did differently, but also did well. Back to that topic of the lack of goals in Animal Crossing games. In previous installments, your role was a villager, which meant all you had to do was worry about your own character. New Leaf has an interesting new concept of having your character be the mayor of the town, which means you're in charge. I use this term loosely. From enacting various ordinances to change the town, unlocking new community buildings for downtown, and even choosing where to put landmarks and other things in your town, the game makes sure that you're not wondering why you spent money just to run around doing nothing. And if all that mayor stuff isn't exactly your cup of tea, they brought back everyone's favorite Kappa to take you on a small journey. By boarding the boat, you can venture to the island, which is a place where you can find rare items, fish, bugs, and fruit. You can scuba dive as well as go on tours, which are timed mini-games that reward you if you perform well enough. Seems simple enough, but this island is exactly what a game like Animal Crossing needed. For those who don't enjoy the open-ended leisure of regular gameplay, it's a nice change of pace. Could they have added more? Yes. Could the mini-games have been better? Absolutely. But regardless, I'm glad they did what they could to include something like this. Another slight change in gameplay as a result of the role switch is the absence of a tutorial mode. One of the worst parts of the old Animal Crossing games was being enslaved by Tom Nook for the beginning of the game. A game like Animal Crossing does not need a tutorial. Hey kids, here's how to deliver shit to other villagers. Here's how to post on the meaningless bulletin board, and here's how to plant saplings! Don't you dare try to play without knowing this shit. You're not ready to play until you've endured the agony of these difficult tasks. Not to say that these stupid tutorial tasks aren't still mildly present in New Leaf. You still have to introduce yourself to all the villagers at the beginning of the game. But unlike before, this tutorial, if you could even call it that, actually makes sense. As a new mayor, meeting all the citizens of your town doesn't feel like it's meaningless or a waste of time. Planting flowers for Tom Nook only to be even further indebted to him later on is not fun and it's not necessary. Yet another improvement involving everyone's favorite asshole raccoon is that you don't really have to put up with him in New Leaf. Sure, he's there at the beginning and you still have to pay him off to get a real house rather than just a tent, but after that, you don't need to see him again unless you want to upgrade your home. Hell, you don't even have to see his nephews, Timmy and Tommy, because the Nook family is no longer the primary source of bells. That's right, there's a new shop to sell all your shit to, and it actually pays more for items than the Nook shops would. This may not matter to anyone besides me, but as far as I'm concerned, it's an improvement.
Animal Crossing New Leaf is not a perfect game, but it's by far the best in the series.
It's the most well-polished version of the Animal Crossing formula to date. It has the most content and the most things to do. With more seasonal events than in the past, more characters, more activities, and even the new mayor idea, the game couldn't be considered anything but the best.
While I do like the past games, I can understand why others wouldn't enjoy them. They're pretty monotonous and lack any differentiation between the 3. But New Leaf broke that pattern. It tried to be a different and better experience. Whether or not you found it to be that, that's up to you. But hey, I liked it.
Anyways, if you liked the video, feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if you feel like staying updated with my stupid internet antics, you can follow my Twitter or like the YGS Facebook page. But that about concludes self-promotion time for today. I'm your gaming source, and I'll see you next time.